Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well and thanks for being here. So this is another For Somebody reading that is timeless, so my intention is that it will find the people it's meant for at the right time for them. It's definitely not intended to be for everyone, so if the storyline that emerges doesn't resonate, it probably isn't your reading. You can still watch the whole reading because it's always an intention of mine that anyone who's drawn to one of my readings will gain something from it. Whether that's an insight, a piece of wisdom, or just the opportunity to see something from a different perspective. So if you happen to be here, I think you're meant to be here. Okay, we'll get started. We'll just quickly do our love pause first. This is where we pause the video and send some love out into the universe. You can choose to do this as a Ho'oponopono prayer, which would be I'm saying the 4 sentences. Thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, and please forgive me. Thanks to everyone who participates. The time to pause is now, and I'll start my reading on the next slide. And here we are with the spread for this reading. If you're interested in the decks I've used, I'll have them listed in the description box. So the card at the bottom of the deck is the 4 of Pentacles, and this particular image conveys a sense of calm and stability. In most decks, I would read this card as someone clinging to what they have and being afraid to take risks because they fear losing what they have. I'm just not getting that here too much with this image. So central to this image, we see this bee, which makes me think of community and also of beehives and how stable and structured they are with their, honeycomb structures. This bee, like I said, it's central to this image, and there's some sacred geometry here, and there are some flowers in all the corners. So I do feel like this bee has enough of what they need. Now, the rich green of this card also makes me think of rich greenery. A very, what's the word? A very well-established garden or something like that. But green is also the color of the heart chakra. So I do feel like this particular 4 of Pentacles is someone who feels good, actually. They have what they need and they feel blessed to be in this position. So that's a very interesting energy to get from the 4 of Pentacles. Now, I tend to pull the oracle cards first, so it's interesting to have this 4 of Pentacles card with a green background because we did have an oracle card that was also green, and it's a crystal card representing green aventurine, which relates to the heart chakra, obviously. And it's a number 5 card, which is about change, and it's also captioned new opportunities. And that's very interesting because, as I said earlier, I would see the 4 of Pentacles as being someone who's afraid of taking chances. So maybe that aspect of the 4 of Pentacles is still here. And I guess a person can feel like they have enough and feel content, but still be wary of new things entering their bubble of contentment. I do associate green aventurine with good fortune, though. So if there are new opportunities, they might actually be positive things that might improve this person's circumstances. Now, the good news here is that even if this person has fears around the new experiences, it looks like they'll be able to push past these fears. And I say that because the card at the bottom of the deck that was immediately under the 4 of Pentacles was the Strength card. Now, Strength is a Leo card, and I feel like this person will find the courage they need to allow themselves to try something new. Now, this Strength card has a pink background, and that's pink is another heart chakra color. So the heart chakra is definitely showing up as big in this reading. In terms of the difference, I suppose I tend to think of green as the main heart chakra color relating to love. And I tend to think of pink as relating more to self-love as a more specific aspect of that. So I'm wondering if this courage that this person finds for this new opportunity is because they recognize that the opportunity that's coming in is going to be really good for them. So it's like they can see that it would make them very happy, and all they have to do is pluck up the courage to say yes and to go ahead with this thing. And I feel like they also know that it means that their current experience of life will be over, or, it won't continue as it was. So they will have mixed feelings about this decision they're making. And I say that because they've actually been fairly content in the nice little life that they've had. So I do feel like this is about things going from good to better in the big scheme of things. So it's not that they're wrong to make the decision, but they may have some a little bit of regret, I guess, about leaving their simple, nice, contented life behind. So to give you guys an example, I'm thinking of gardens with the green and the bees and the flowers, but this could be like if you're someone who loves gardening and you have a really nice garden and you've helped a few friends with their garden design, and so you start developing a bit of a reputation in your local community because you've created a few stunning gardens. And then out of the blue, you get approached by someone who works in local government and they offer you the opportunity to be involved in redesigning and maintaining all the public green spaces that they're responsible for. So this is a big job because there's a lot of, public parks and nature spots and things like that. So they're making you basically a very big, very generous offer. It's gardening related, which is something that you're very passionate about. And you also have a spending budget that's a lot bigger than you've ever had. So the whole thing is very exciting, but it is going to mean you have to leave behind your quiet desk job, whatever you were doing before. And that job was very calm and very stable. So you're going to have to leave that behind and venture into an entirely different experience. So that's my example. I feel like it had to be a gardening example with the images that we've got here. But anyway, just keep that in mind as an example of what we're talking about here. Now, the first card in this main spread is the Ace of Pentacles. So I tend to see that first card as the past position of a reading. So maybe that big life-changing opportunity might already have begun. It's already happened. But then the card in the present position is the Five of Wands, which is about competition and conflict. So the imagery on this card is of, two stags. I think they're stags, but they're locking horns. And in nature, that's obviously about a fight for dominance. So the winner gets the glory, it's that sort of concept. So the Five of Wands, it's not the nicest card, but I think what this is about is the fact that the Ace of Pentacles opportunity is a highly sought after position. And if you want to succeed at it, to hold that position for the long term, you are going to have to take on the competition. So even if you already have the position, which you might because of that Ace of Pentacles card, even if you already have it, there are going to be challengers, who show up who want to take your position from you. And so to hold on to your position, you have to keep proving that you're better than the ones who are trying to take your spot at the top. Now, unfortunately, I guess this is just what happens when you go up in the world and step into highly sought after positions. I'm seeing the Waterfall Oracle card. It's titled Persistence. So I feel like you just have to accept that this new position is not one where you can just settle in and get comfortable. So the old position you might have had, the desk job somewhere, might have been so secure that, you could just do it all at your own pace and not feel any pressure at all. And you're really safe and stable and secure. In this new position, you're going to have to get used to proving yourself over and over and over, because if you're not performing, that might create a window of opportunity for one of your rivals to get in. And I feel like some of you might even be thinking, why did I leave my peaceful life and step into this mess? But I think the truth of this is that this is a blessing, and you know that. I feel like you're getting to do something that you absolutely love, and it's something you're being paid very well to do. So it's like a double win. So you do know this new opportunity is a blessing. So basically, it's a blessing that you'll have to claim as yours, and you'll have to make it clear to others that it's yours. So I don't actually know a lot about thunder drums. I've looked it up online, and I gather it's a drum that does make a big noise. So maybe you're being told to be loud and assertive, to be seen as strong and confident. I'm also seeing the power of the image in this card. So it looks like this is a shaman or something, and they're out there in a thunderstorm, and their body language is not of someone who's afraid or feeling vulnerable. It's almost like they're saying, the storm can't harm me, and if it does, then I'll know that it was Spirit's plan that I don't go any further with this. And I guess we can all approach life in this way, trusting in Spirit. So we can say, look, if what I'm doing is in alignment with the divine plan, it will be protected. If what I'm doing is in alignment with the divine plan and then it comes to an end, then that ending is also part of the divine plan. So I don't know, maybe that's an approach we can use if we want to be fearless and open to the challenges that come along. We can just put our best foot forward and face the challenges head on, like those stags, just lock horns with the opponent. And I guess the truth is, in order for someone to beat us at something that we're good at, they actually have to be better than we are. So if someone does come along and they're better than we are, then we'll realize that they're more deserving of the position, and we can just choose to bow out gracefully. So don't be afraid of the competition. If you're better than them, you're always going to come out ahead. So don't be afraid of it. Just, be prepared for the challenge and take it on without fear. Now, the moon card came out in the future position. So, yeah, that sort of changed it a bit for me. So this is a Pisces card, and it's about a lack of clarity. It's about shadows, fears, and illusions. And it's funny because that energy at the bottom of the deck was so nice and calm and stable. And I feel like you knew what was what in that garden that you had. You knew your garden so well that you probably could have walked around your garden in the dark and felt perfectly safe because there was nothing there that was a threat. So this is a different energy that's showing up here, and it's a major arcana card, so it's a big deal. This is not like what you had in your old life. So in this bigger world that you've ventured into, there might be stuff going on in the darkness that you have no visibility of at all. So the moon card is about the need to trust your intuition and your instincts and to act according to the guidance that comes in through your senses. So maybe there are rivals who might set up some traps for you to fall into, or try to sabotage things or interfere with the things you're trying to accomplish. They might even try to steal your ideas. So because this was the moon card and I didn't really like it in the future position, I thought I would pull a clarifier card. And because it's the moon card, I thought I'd go for the Moonology messages deck for the clarifier card. And I have to admit that this message is so perfect. So it's called Out of Bounds Moon, and it has the keyword boundaries. So this is very clear. I think you're going to have to be a bit out of bounds. So a bit inaccessible, secretive, unreadable, mysterious. Take it the way it's coming through. If there are things you're working on, keep them quiet until they're done or until it's time to reveal your work. So you need to have boundaries that keep people out of your business. Don't share, don't overshare, keep things to yourself. Now, I'm not at all an IT person, but maybe you only work on your personal computer that isn't linked to any work networks, and you make sure no one else has access to your Wi-Fi, or maybe you don't even use Wi-Fi. Maybe you don't store things on the cloud and you actually just save them to a USB stick or a external hard drive or something. Now, I genuinely don't know about this stuff, guys, so please don't laugh at me too much. I think my main point is that you might want to do your own research in terms of how to make sure your work is as secure as it can be, so that you're the only one who can access it. And then you might, when it's all done and it's ready to be shared, you might email it to your work account or something. Now, I don't know the specifics of what kind of work we're talking about here. It does feel work related, and I feel like you shouldn't be blindly trusting anyone or blindly trusting, internet or the what's the word? The IT systems that people offer you, and it's because and all of this is because this position you're in is very highly sought after. And that kind of opportunity is going to attract unscrupulous types who are prepared to do dirty things in order to win the prize. So it's definitely interesting to have, that online security stuff come up here at the end. So I do feel like that might be relevant for someone to know as well. And that's all I've got for this reading. I hope you enjoyed it. And here we are. This is the last slide. As I said, I hope you enjoyed the reading. Thanks for being here. Thank you for watching. If you like my videos, please consider subscribing to the channel. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and leave a comment if you feel guided to. Thank you to all the subscribers I have currently. Your support is greatly appreciated. And that's it, guys. I hope I'll see you again in another video. Thanks a lot. Bye.